I'm coming to you again from South Africa and trying to get caught up on my videos. And not only do I want you to think about Cape Town, I want you to think about Johannesburg. That's the capital city, much, much larger. It's probably 10 or 12 million people live there, and so much need of the gospel. People in our area can find a church. It may not be the church we like, and there may be some things going on we don't really like, but you can hear the gospel and you can go to heaven. You know, many parts of the world, there's no gospel. In a place like Johannesburg, which can be known for its violence and the bad things that happen, there are people dying every day that have never heard the gospel and will die and wake up in hell because we haven't been brokenhearted about getting the gospel to the world. And I just want to beg with you, partner with me, partner with others, partner with me, partner with Robert Canfield and taking the light as we try to take the light to these places. I want to ask you to pray for Port Elizabeth. That's the place I'll be going. Port Elizabeth's a city of a couple of million, and I was told last night they have 9 churches. 9 churches for 2 million. That'd be the equivalent of having 45 churches for the state of Georgia. And the majority of them run 50 or less. That's what I was told last night. Average 50, maybe. Average 50. What are we going to do to get the gospel message to these places? What are we going to do to see God change the lives? You and I are called to the gospel ministry. We're called to carry the gospel of Jesus Christ. It is our responsibility more than any other thing we do that we would tell the world about Jesus and what Jesus did on the cross of Calvary. So I'm calling on you to think and pray about what you can do to help get the gospel message. I'm not just worried about Port Elizabeth. I'm not just worried about Johannesburg and Cape Town. I'm worried about all the countries of Africa. I'm worried about all the countries of Asia. I'm so worried about the country of China. And somehow God's people must cry out to God in prayer and beg God to send missionaries around the world. Somehow we've gotten off track. We don't spend much time praying that God will send forth laborers to his harvest. We just don't do it. We just don't do it. It's just been put off that we don't want to send them forth. We need to keep them at our home church. Our church is weak enough and we don't lose our best. We don't pray enough about giving money. And honestly, we give less money to get missionaries in the field, and we find excuses. Mission boards disappoint us, and people disappoint us, and we get our hearts and our minds off of what God would have them on. But the Lord is still at work. He is still doing everything in his power to get the gospel to the world. He wants the gospel carried out. He wants lives changed. He wants to see things happen for his honor and glory. And so I'm challenging you from the bottom of my heart to think and pray about what you can do. We're forgetting to go out and knock on doors in our community. We're forgetting to reach our community. We're letting our churches get old and slow and die. And gray heads like me become the average attendance. We become focused on cultural issues and pet projects and things that ought to be done when there's a world so desperately in need of Jesus Christ. I probably sound like a broken record. You probably get tired of me. And I'm sorry, I'm in this loud, noisy hotel. Betty was up there getting everything ready and packed, and I was bothering her. So I'm just begging you from the bottom of my heart, would you consider what you can do for world evangelism? Would you back up and take some time and read some material? Go to alignmentministries.com and read the blog posts and see what I'm putting out. Go to watch the YouTube channel. This will come out. I'm trying to talk to you. We've got a job to do. We cannot let the devil win. We cannot back down. We cannot accept. We cannot accept that things are not going to, that God's not going to make a difference. I know God's going to make a difference. I know that God's going to raise up missionaries. I know God's going to do something. I just want to be a part of it when he does. I don't want to be sitting on the sidelines when he makes a touchdown. I don't want to be the guy that's over here fighting some bitter fight and being involved in a bunch of whining and griping when there's a world going to hell and we've got to do something about it. So let's don't let the devil beat us up anymore. Let's don't keep being messed with. Let's get ourselves in gear. Let's get out and do what God's called us to do. Let's do something for the kingdom and the honor and the glory of God. that God will come and do something in our lives. God is doing a work. Don't miss it. God bless you.